Welcome to Previously on X-Men, the podcast that looks at X-Men comics, movies, shows, characters, and more. I'm Hillary, and today I've got with me...
I'm Nick.
Hi, and it's Christmas!
Woo!
It's Christmas! So today we've got a little Christmas special. We're going to be talking about the Infinity comic.
Yeah.
Happy Holidays, Mr. Howlett. This was originally released on the Marvel Unlimited app on December 16, 2021. Way back. Wow, I didn't even see it.
Yeah, it's an oldie.
It's illustrated by Nathan Stockman and written by, this is what I was excited about, Mr. Ryan North.
Yes.
He's best known in Marvel circles for some runs on Fantastic Four and The Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, which I have read all of and love.
Have you really?
I have.
Oh, wow. You've gone the distance.
I pounded that.
I don't think that I've read it, like a standalone Squirrel Girl, but I've she pops up a lot in Gwenpool and other places. I've never sat down.
She's just delightful is the way I would describe her. And I don't know if there's another person who I would choose to write her than Ryan North.
Yeah.
I love Ryan North. I know him from way back when he started Dinosaur Comics.
Dinosaur Comics, yeah.
And Squirrel Girl feels just like a perfect match.
Yeah.
Made in heaven. It's funny. It's pleasant. It's got Canadian goodness to it.
Is that a thing?
It's just the attitude. Okay. It's the attitude of Canadian humor.
Dinosaur Comics are endlessly funny to me. If you've never read these, it's a webtoon that the panels are static. It's always the same pictures.
It's the same pictures. It's like a very basic dinosaur, the T-Rex, and there's the T-Rex stomping on the house at the end. It's like these very specific things, and then the dialogue changes.
Yeah, but I read so many of them before I realized that the pictures never change. Because they're so good, they're so clever. But yeah, I've read a lot of Ryan North stuff. He did some stuff with Archie. He did some Star Trek, Lower Deck stuff. And, so yeah, anytime his name pops up, I'm like, all right, let's do this.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm just going to get this out of the way real quick.
All right.
I was really excited to see that this was written by Ryan North because I love his humor. And this wasn't really a humor one.
No, that's true. There's a few sight gags here and there and just a couple things where you're like, but it wasn't.
Yeah. Not like he was going for funny and it wasn't funny. Right. It just wasn't. It was just heartwarming and nice.
Heartwarming. That's exactly what I was going
to say. And that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, we've covered a couple of Infinity comics at this point, but I really enjoy them. I always like when they have a new thing going on. My favorite is Spider-Bot. I want more of it, but I've enjoyed all of them. So this was a nice, just little holiday kick here.
Yeah. It starts with a big Christmas party at the X Mansion. Yes. And it seems like we sort of discover that it's like a public relations kind of a thing. Xavier has decided to open up this event to show humans how fun it can be to have a mutant friend.
Come hang out with Nightcrawler this Christmas.
Yeah, so you have kind of a little sequence of things with Archangel is helping somebody put a star on the Christmas tree, and Beast is Santa, Kitty's passing out Hanukkah cookies.
Lockheed has a Rudolph nose also when he's flying around.
Yes, there's Lockheed kind of running. Yeah, there's a choir and it's just multiple man. Which is funny.
That made me laugh.
I figured that was
one of the sight gags that I thought was really funny because there's no commenting on it. It's just multiple man in a choir.
Multiple man is having a moment.
He is. Yeah.
I feel like he's everywhere right now, which is funny because he's multiple man. Yeah. Anyway,
Eric will be delighted because that's one of his favorites. A deep cut character. He's a big multiple man
all right. Yeah. We've got Rogue begging off somebody under the mistletoe, which is cute.
Yes.
Nightcrawler is doing, this is the biggest thing for me. Nightcrawler is doing trips to the North Pole with just groups of people. Yeah. So you come up, Nightcrawler takes you to the North Pole and back again. Yeah. I wonder if it's actually the North Pole or if it's just the backyard with a big stick.
Yeah, it's just upstate New York. That's it.
And then we just have Jean, who is very... I don't know. This frame for me was startling because she looked very detailed in a way that the rest of them hadn't been.
Yeah, they were kind of light. Yeah.
I don't know. It was just funny. But it's Jean and the professor discussing this decision to have this party.
That's right. There's a funny little conversation too where North Star is explaining that he's not Polaris, that Polaris is a North Star, but he's just a general North Star, but there's also a Polaris.
There is a Polaris, it's not him.
So that was another little all right.
Yes, that was cute.
So we learn here that this whole thing, we've had some narration going through, the Christmas, here are all the things you can do at Christmas, bah. And we learned that this is being narrated by a very dour Wolverine.
Yes, and he's really digging into it. He's at a bar that is somehow there. He's the only one.
Yeah.
Then he's just sad and down, and like there's darkness all around him, and it's like, this Christmas is so great unless you're me, and he's just sitting there being sad. And then who pops in to brighten his day but Jubilee?
Jubilee.
Perfect choice.
With antlers.
With antlers and like the old style costume. Everybody's in their old like 90s costumes.
Yeah, it's very like 90s animated series look.
Yeah, I'm here for it. And she goes for several frames being like, I'm not going to let you be down in the dumps.
Yeah.
You're going to have fun. Everything's going to be great. And he says, Christmas is just when you give someone something they don't really want and you get something you don't really want, and then you do it all again next year. And do you know who I thought about when he said that?
Who?
You.
Oh, that's rude.
You Scrooge.
That's not nice. This is the holidays, Hillary. Please.
But anyway, I'll be your Jubilee this year. It's fine.
Thank you.
So she says, well, what do you want then? What do you really want? And he says, well, there was this, what is it,
1851.
I was going to say 1851. I got to trust my instincts.
Yep.
He says that there was this special whiskey from 1851, but it's long gone. And what a Wolverine thing to want.
I know.
And she's like, I gave you a blue and yellow hat. She calls it a beanie.
Yeah.
And this is where the Canadian stuff comes in. He says it's called a toque. And it's Cyclops' colors.
Yeah. Jubilee's like, you have the same colors.
That was funny. I forgot about that. She says that she like goes through the things that he could do.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, you could be Santa with like your Wolverine costume under it and then like Santa costume.
Yeah.
It'd be so great. Or you could cut the turkey with your claws.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't want to like take turkey juice directly into my bloodstream.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's funny, and it comes back later.
Yes, it does.
So anyway, finally she gives up.
Yeah.
She's like, you know what? If you're just going to be a grump, just be a grump. I'm going to go do stuff. And he's like, okay, blah. We're done with this.
Goodbye.
And then he walks out.
Yeah.
And he's got like a jean jacket or something.
Yeah, little jean jacket with fur. Yeah, like a very,
over his
like,
Wolverine
80s.
costume.
Yeah.
And he just walks away through the snow. And you're like, oh, it's sad times for Wolverine.
He says Christmas is a nice holiday, and he's not nice.
He's not nice. He's just good at what he does.
Yeah.
So then, he's walking in the snowy streets, and he comes up to one of his old safe houses that nobody knows about except one person.
Yeah, who's paying taxes on that safe house, do you think?
Nobody. It's under the table.
All right.
All the way.
Okay.
So he walks in, and we kind of get the idea that there's somebody waiting for him. Mm-hmm. And he describes this person as the only other person who is like long-lived, basically, and like watching his friends die and all this. It's sad on Christmas. Mm-hmm. And who should it be but Mystique?
Mystique.
It's Mystique. Yeah. And she's sitting on the couch, all ready to roll, also 90ified.
Yeah, in the white with like the skull.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So apparently, every year, and I don't know how far back this goes, but every year they meet at this safe house on Christmas because they're the only people who understand each other in this very specific way. Yeah. And there's some mild discussion about how they're on opposite sides a lot of the time, but whatever, blah. And so, are you ready? Let's go. And she changes into just sort of a generic
lady.
Yeah. And he has to actually like change his clothes.
Yeah, he's like, no, this is going to take me a minute.
But he changes into a generic man. Mm-hmm. And so then they walk down the street and we discover that what they're doing, heartwarming moment, is they're working a soup kitchen. Yeah. Isn't that so sweet?
It is sweet.
And it's like a Christmas dinner vibe. And so he uses his claws to cut the turkey, and she's like serving I don't even know, mashed potatoes or something. Yeah. And they just have this heartwarming evening where like everything is terrible, but for this one moment things can be nice, and like it's just this one little good thing to put into the world, but lots of little good things build up to big good things. It's a lovely I don't know if my cynicism is coming through sufficiently, but
I was picking it up. So
it is genuinely a lovely message.
Yeah. Yep.
It's very lovely. So at the very, very end, they shake hands and are like, okay, well, I hope we'll see you next year. And it's like unusually sincere moment where he's like, I hope we will. And she's like, okay. And it's like connection. So they're walking to her car, I guess. And he's wearing a blue and yellow hat.
Yes.
And Mystique compliments him on the hat and says it looks great on him. And he's like, yeah, it really does, as if this is just a thing that he has acknowledged previously. And he says maybe that the next time he sees Jubilee, he'll tell her. And I'm just like, okay, I get that you're trying to maintain the persona.
Yeah.
But, like, this would actually matter to her that she thinks you don't like the hat that she gave you.
That's true.
Come on. Yeah. Why are you hiding this?
Yeah.
Anyway, so he really likes the hat, which is a sweet little thing. And so they say goodbye, and it's a very nice moment. And as
she gives him back the coat. She was wearing his trench coat from from the safe house.
Yes. So she gives him back his coat, and as she drives away, she says, "Left pocket." And he reaches into the pocket, and what is it? It's the 1851 whiskey.
That's right.
Whiskey. The 1851 whiskey. And that's it. That's the end.
It
so
warms
it's just
his holiday
he's
soul.
happy he got the thing, and she understands him, and it's nice.
Yeah.
It was very nice.
It is. Not an action-packed piece, certainly. How did you feel format-wise, like with the Infinity, like the Infinite Scroll model?
I feel like that always works, especially for the ones that they design specifically for that. I mean,
it's
just
a little
flows
chunky
right
when they
through.
try to adapt it, but this one, it does have a nice.
Yeah, I think it works. And listen, I don't need action-packed with my X-Men. Like, as soon as it started, I was like, Christmas party where they're all just like hanging around. Yes, please, I will take it. Like, I didn't need, Juggernaut to burst in or anything. Like, I just want to watch them do their thing. I would have had more of the party. Like, I would have just watched them at the party. Yeah. I liked it. I thought it was a cute thing.
Did it feel holiday enough for you? Did it rise to the level of Christmas special? Okay.
Just setting aside the like overt Christmas theme, just the idea of like heartwarming, supporting the poor, and like a Scrooge showing his nice colors.
It hits all the marks.
It's pretty. Sure. Yeah, I think it is good.
I found it pleasant. I was, when I saw Ryan North, expecting comedy, as we said, but I didn't
fine.
Yeah, I didn't really miss it.
He's multifaceted.
I thought it was just a nice little thing. I liked the art. I liked the nostalgic costumes everybody's in. So. Yeah, it's a win for me.
Yeah, check it out. It's on the Marvel app. Is that the only way you can read Infinity Comics? Mm-hmm. Well, it's on the Marvel Unlimited app, and it's worth it. So give it a read. Is.
It's more heartwarming than that Christmas episode where they're like, "All right, Morlocks, here's a turkey. Go back to the sewer."
Slightly more heartwarming,
a little more uplifting,
a little more socially responsible.
What's something on your Christmas bucket list that you have to do for it to be Christmas?
Just in general?
Yeah, for you personally. As the host of Previously on X-Men, could you tell me?
The thing that always jumps to mind, which feels like it's cheating, is I have to watch The Muppet Christmas Carol.
No, that's fair.
It's just so obvious in my brain that I always am like, well, there's this.
Yeah.
But
the Alistair Sim version of A Christmas Carol probably edges Muppets out for me.
No, but really?
I'm right up there with you. You got to do it. But if I'm like, if it's like 11 p.m.
Gonzo.
Yeah, I know, I get it.
What's his face?
Yeah, Rizzo.
I was thinking Rizzo and it felt wrong.
Yeah.
Gonzo and Rizzo doing like straight dialogue out of
Directly.
Charles Dickens.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's amazing.
The Alistair Sim one I was watching before the Muppet Christmas Carol existed, and it's just, if I had to pick one.
I do love it. I do love that. Label. I love it.
It would be that.
But
Christmas music? What's a Christmas song you have to hear? Because the Dolly Parton, Kenny Rogers Christmas Together album.
That is wonderful.
I have to hear it.
Christmas without
That's
you.
The one.
Yes, it's very good. I went for a good, at least decade, I'm going to say 20 years, where I was like, we cannot have more Christmas music. Like, the Christmas music that already exists is the only good Christmas music.
Okay.
Because people kept trying new Christmas songs.
Yeah.
And they were so lame.
Not working.
The past, I feel like 2 years, we've got a bunch of really good new Christmas songs.
It's true.
Help me remember what they are. I know that there are. There's
Cher's DJ Play a Christmas song.
DJ Play a Christmas song. There's Kelly Clarkson and Ariana Grande. Is it?
Yeah.
That song is really good.
That is good. Kelly Clarkson has that whole Wrapped in Red album. That's the whole thing is
it's
good.
So good. So it can be done.
Yep.
We can have more Christmas music.
Ringo Starr's got a whole Christmas album.
Very good.
You got to listen to that.
Yes, you are the only one, but yes.
Me and Ringo Starr.
Listen, I like
Ringo
it.
Starr
I like it, but I wouldn't know it existed if it weren't for you.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm glad to spread Ringo's good cheer to you this
it's
holiday
good.
season.
He could be Santa.
Okay, all right. Well, that sounds good.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks for helping me go through this fun little Christmas moment.
It was a big lift, but
It's a quick
rallied.
It's a quick little read. It's nice.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays to everybody who celebrates, I guess.
Yes.
And next time we're going to be back at the X-Men 97 show with, with Motendo. / Life Death Part 1.
Gotcha.
Which is, it's like a 2 storylines kind of situation. It says
Yeah.
Mo.
Yeah.
And I'm nervous.
I think he's back.
But listen.
I think he's back.
It's fine.
Okay. So you will do this Mojo episode.
I know that I have flaked on this in the past.
Yeah, every time.
And you're not going to believe me.
Okay.
But this time, I will be here.
It's a Christmas miracle.
I will. You can take it to. You can take it to the bank.
Right
I
to the
will.
bank.
This is a new era. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. New year, new Hillary.
That's right. I will be here for the Mojo episode.
Wonderful.
Next time.
Wonderful.
So if you don't listen to anything else.
Yeah.
This is the one to listen to. You will 100% hear me on it. Okay, so thank you to Prophetic Music for our theme song. Previously on X-Men is brought to you by the Radio Meanwhile Network. Be sure to check out our network's other holiday specials, including The Young Jedi Adventures Life Day on This Endorian Life, and Hot Frosty. No, you're watching that movie?
Kendra wanted to watch it anyway.
Oh,
she was like,
no.
Is anybody in 90210 in this? And I was like, yes, Hot Frosty is from CW 90210.
Oh,
so
man.
She was going to do it regardless. I was not, but now I'm required
All
to
right.
by my Radio Meanwhile contract.
On 9021, here we go. They'll be talking about Hot Frosty.
Yes.
It's a hit.
Yeah.
So follow us on Facebook and be sure to follow the network on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads for info on all of our shows. Please rate, subscribe, or share this show wherever you get your podcasts. And happy holidays!
Ho, ho, ho.
Jingle bells are ringing. Oh, I don't have the sound effect.